First off, we'll start with their general priorities. So first off, we'll ask, what's your background? What do you think are the top challenges facing the Eau Claire community? What you've already done for this community to work towards your goals, and why are you running? And we'll start with Scott.
All right, and that's one question for 2 minutes. Is that right?
It is. That's a loaded one.
Okay. I think a lot of you know that Eau Claire was recently recognized by U.S. News and World Report as the best place to live in Wisconsin, and I think that's no surprise. We have the character of our community, our neighborhoods, downtown parks and trails, music, arts, and the reason I'm running is now that I've retired and have time available, I want to help Eau Claire keep the momentum, and because of the experience I've had interacting with government at the local and state level, I think it's important to ensure that our city government plays its part in keeping that momentum going. So my desire would be to bring some fresh ideas to encourage best practices and innovation as the city moves forward and meets some of its challenges. I've lived in Eau Claire for 24 years. My wife Shirley and I have been married for 45. Our 3 grown children went to Eau Claire Public Schools, graduated from UW Eau Claire or CVTC. We lived in Putnam Heights for 12 years, owning a home, and then moved downtown a few years ago, and I was actually a founding member of the Downtown Neighborhood Association. And as Bob mentioned, we operated a coffee shop called Gloria Jean's Coffees for 10 years, learned a lot about being in business, working with employees, serving customers. And so I was active at the Chamber in a lot of issues, starting with the Confluence Project. I was at the Chamber during COVID, worked on passenger rail, the science building, tourism, housing, homelessness, and some of those issues. And now I think I can apply that experience to working with the community. And by having been retired at the end of last month, I can be fully committed to that. So I think the top 3 issues really are having nonpartisan leadership and the partnership that we need to have as a city with other organizations, housing supply and affordability, and then financial responsibility and solving some of our budget issues.
Okay, thank you, Jeremy. Same question to your general priorities.
Yeah, thank you, Bob, and thanks to all the sponsors and everybody for being here and all the folks watching from home. My name is Jeremy Gregert. I served on the City Council from 2018 to 2024, representing District 3. That actually included this area of town, and lived in the 3rd Ward for 15 years and now live on the west side where I purchased a home. And that's why I didn't run again in 2024, is because I wanted to move to that home. And really, it was quite an honor to serve on the council. And, I've lived here since the year 2000, went to UW Eau Claire and graduated and served in AmeriCorps, have worked at the Chippewa Valley Museum, have worked for Wisconsin Bicycle Federation and UW Stout over the years. And it was mentioned earlier, I work for Citizen Action of Wisconsin as a community organizer. My priorities are really, focused a lot on addressing cost of living issues and making sure the city is doing the best that we can to make sure everybody feels like they have a future here for the long term. And we have a couple other big things in the news, like the $2.2 million budget deficit projected for 2027. So a big priority is going to be, helping our community get through that and making sure people have a strong voice in what we do to address that. And then the other big thing is the comprehensive plan update. And I was on the plan commission for the last update and on the citizen advisory committee for the 2015 update. So really want to get people involved in that. And some of the things I've focused on are downtown redevelopment and our bike and pedestrian trails. And I created the Chippewa Valley Bicycle Map as a way to share our community from that perspective with folks. So yeah, just really happy to be here and to be running for council president.